Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Piyush. In this video, we'll be implementing a real-time cloud project with AI. And why I'm saying it is a real-time project, because this is one of the upcoming feature in my product, 𝗏𝗏, which is used by live users, and the product is live on production. So that's what make it a real-time project, not just because it has all the steps, all the services I'm using, and not just it uses the best practices. It is actually being used by the real-time users. That's what makes it a real-time project. And this is one of the most fascinating features that were requested by our users. And these type of projects you won't see on YouTube, not at least on a DevOps or cloud channel, because this is one of a kind, as you will see when we implement it, and you will see when it is live in our product as well. So without wasting any time, let me just show you what we'll be implementing. Okay, so what it will be doing, so everything will be running on AWS. So we'll be using the serverless services, and I will explain all the services in a bit. Just wanted to go through the use case of it, what actually the feature does. So what will happen as soon as a new video is uploaded to the YouTube, because the feature is based on a product which is for social media, workspace management, and content publishing and scheduling. So that's why we are taking the use case of YouTube, but you can take the use case of any service that supports RSS feed. Okay, what is an RSS feed? If you have never really heard about it, it's basically a kind of webhook, okay, that will send an event automatically to you based on certain criteria, right? Let's say if we are talking about the YouTube feed, so whenever a video is uploaded, you will receive an email, or you will receive the XML. XML is basically the event payload kind of thing right over here. In case of a blogging website, whenever a new blog is posted, you will receive that RSS feed. In case of a news related website, whenever a new news or new trending news is being published, you will get the notification, alert, email, and so on, right? So this is how RSS feed works, so that you don't miss any update, any important update. Now, if we talk about in this particular use case that we are trying to implement, we are focusing on the YouTube video upload. So as soon as a new YouTube video is uploaded, our product will, or our services that we are implementing, it will fetch the details from the RSS feed, and it will call Gemini AI. Okay, so we are using Gemini Flash 2.5, but feel free to use any latest model as well. Currently at the time of recording, 3.1 is also available, but I tested it on 2.5 so that I could just save some tokens over here. But yeah, you can use any other LLM if you want. I'm using this one, and it will call the Gemini AI, and it will generate a tweet based on the video that has been published. Okay, and it will trigger an approval email over here to the user. If it's my YouTube channel, I will get an email with the approval or deny link. Okay, so I will have two links, which looks something like this. So there'll be an approval, there'll be a denial. If I click on approve, then the tweet will be posted on Twitter. If I click over here on deny, it will be discarded. Okay, so this is a real-time use case, because as a content creator, when we upload a video, when we publish a video, we also share it across multiple platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Discord, and many other platforms, right? So that our users will get notified, our viewers, our subscribers will get notified that a new video has been uploaded. And it's kind of a manual task each time that we do, right? So this particular feature will save content creators like myself a lot of time. Plus it will be automated so that I don't miss posting anything on social media, right? And our product is it's built around those principles. It will help you save time, it will help you retain your voice, and so on. So this use case will be an addition to all the existing functionality. Now this is what it's gonna do. Now how it's gonna do, let's have a look at that now. So as I've mentioned before, it will be using all the AWS services, mostly the AWS serverless services. Okay, so we have AWS Lambda, we have Event Bridge, API Gateway, SSM, SES, and so on. The flow begins over here with the YouTube RSS feed. Whenever a new YouTube video is uploaded, it will be fetched by Lambda. Okay, Lambda is listening to the events on the RSS feed. You can add the schedule, you can add based on an event pattern. Okay, and there are many other ways you can receive the event from the YouTube feed. What I'll be doing is I'll be using like a schedule based on 10 minutes. Okay, so after every 10 minutes, it will check if a new YouTube video is uploaded or not. And once it gets the video, it will also call SSM, which is where we'll be storing some information like validate and clear token, stored approval token, get put last video ID, right? Because it should also know which video it processed last, right? So that it will know, okay, so this video ID we already processed, that is already there in the last video ID, so we need to watch for another video. Okay, so that's what it stored. And then what it will do, then also this particular check is being done by Lambda, but it will be triggered by Event Bridge. Okay, Event Bridge is used to call multiple AWS services from each other. It's like an event pipeline, right? It can be viewed as an event bus within AWS, which sends event from one services to another, right? So it will keep on checking, like after every 10 minutes, it will keep on instructing Lambda to go and check RSS feed if a new video is uploaded or not. And once it finds the service, once it finds the video, it will actually, what it will do is it will actually call Gemini AI over here, this flow. Okay, and it will generate the tweet. Once the tweet is generated, the next step is this one, which is it will send the approval email to the user, and it will have approve or reject URL. Okay, it's via SES, which is simple email service. And once a user approve or reject, the request will go to API gateway. Okay, over here. So from this side, it will go to API gateway, which will again route to Lambda, because Lambda is the one which will take the actual action of posting or denying the tweet after that, right? Then the Lambda will be posting the tweet based on the approval. It will be posted to Twitter. Okay, just imagine this is just one single feature, and it has a lot of component. It has a complex flow, because that's how it is in real-time production environments. Okay, so not every real-time project is as simple as a to-do app, right? It's just one single feature, and the product has like many other features. So this is just a one feature. Okay, if it looks too complicated, don't worry, I'll explain everything to you, because I'll be doing demo of everything and you will see everything in action. I just wanted to give you a gist of it, what we'll be implementing, and right now we'll be implementing everything. All right, so I have logged into my VS Code so that I can walk you through all the steps. And first we'll do the local testing, and then we'll be implementing it in AWS because we want to know the flow of it when it is deployed locally. Okay, so these are all the files basically as part of this project. The important file for us is ai.js, in which we'll be calling Gemini API to generate the tweet. And also there'll be .env file in which we have to make some changes, and then we'll be using deploy.sh, which will have step-by-step instructions of deploying the Lambda functions and a few other things, right? Like this guide is detailed, like it will be a readme file detail, and I will share the link of like everything in the description of this video once the video reaches 500 comments. Okay, and I don't mean the spam comments, please don't spam it. I mean one comment per user, you know, the genuine authentic comments. Once we reach that, I will share everything in the description. And if I don't share, that means I want you to try it out. Okay, so try it out, everything. I'm explaining everything. I am doing the demo of everything step by step. So take the help of any LLM, Cloud Code, GitHub Copilot, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever you are using. Take the help and try to implement this project. It will be a really valuable addition to your resume, to your GitHub and everything. Plus it's a real-time project, as I've already mentioned, right? So let's start with the env file. What do we have in env file first? So we'll be setting up all the variables over here, right, in the env file. Like again, in a production environment, you won't be using .env file. You won't be uploading it to the version control. So you'll be using like the secret manager or a security vault for that. So that you have to figure out how do we do that. Okay. For now, what you can do is you can set these variables. What are these variables? As you can see, there is this channel ID first. Okay. Channel ID, you can find it like this, and you can create a sample YouTube channel to test this out. It's not something that will cost you anything. It's free. And this is your channel ID. It will be in the YouTube Studios. YouTube Studio is the app that you use to manage your YouTube account. Okay, inside that there'll be channel ID, or you can go to YouTube Studio, then customizations. Over here you have a channel URL, and after channel there'll be the channel ID, which is unique to any YouTube channel. Once you enter your channel ID over here, the next is Gemini API key. How do we get that? You can get that from Google AI Studio. Go over there and generate an API key. Because you will be making calls to Gemini, you need an API key for that, and this is how you'll get it. Then the same way, you will be using Twitter API or X API to post the tweet on X, right? So these are the steps how you will get the API key from X. So you go to developer.twitter.com and you can get the tweet, the X API key, X API secret key, access token, and token secret, etc. Like get all these fields from there. It will be straightforward, and it's mentioned over here as well. You can pause, take a screenshot, and you will know where to go. Okay. Then we have AWS SCS. So this is where you configure your email so that it will trigger the email on your behalf. So if I go over here and let's go to SCS, simple email service. Go to identities. Here you have to add a new identity. I already have 3 different email identities added, so I'll be using one of these because I own these 2 domain. I can have these domain, or you can use your personal email ID as well, right? So just create identity. If you have a domain, you can use that, or you can verify using an email address and hit create identity. Then it will ask you to create a production identity. It will be there on the screen. You can do that easily. Okay, now the next step is over here. You set your like email details, like from email to email, SCS region. Then keep everything as default for now. We'll update it later on, but for now just keep as it is. We just need this base URL on localhost 3001 and keep this as blank as well for now. Okay. Now let's proceed further with this guide. Okay, and yeah, I've told you like this is an important file, ai.js. Okay, in this is where we add our prompt. Okay, let's close these first, and so that I can show you. Okay, so what prompt we are giving so that the tweet will be generated. Okay, you are a social media copywriter, write a single punchy X post to promote a new YouTube video. Okay, and video title, video description, video URL, this will be fetched from the XML that is generated from the RSS feed. Okay, and here we are defining some rules for the prompt, right? What other rules? Total length including the URL must be 280 characters or fewer, right? If you don't have premium account, you should definitely have this rule. Use at most 2 hashtag. Okay, I don't want to use hashtags, so let's just write it down. Don't use any hashtags. The tweet must end with exactly with the URL on its own. Okay, so just embed the URL in the tweet if you want. Output the tweet text only, no labels, no code, no extra commentary. I don't want to do that, so let's just use this. Output of the tweet should have a brief summary of the video. Okay, and if you have Twitter Premium, so you can also add. I could have added it right now, but I just want you to try it out the way it is. And I'm assuming most of us won't be having the Twitter Premium. There is a timestamp feature in the YouTube, so you can also instruct Gemini API to use the timestamp in the YouTube format as well. But for now, let's just use this. Output of the tweet should have a brief summary of the video And let's add one more. The tweet should have the last line as video out now on my channel. Okay, something like that. And then it will write the tweet. This is the model that it will be using. You can again change it, use the latest model if you want. Here is the thinking budget, the maximum output tokens that it will be using. Okay, and then there are some validation rules, some parsing that we are doing. Okay, so and then it will basically generate the tweet after that. Okay, let's move ahead, which is the preview guide. Okay, all right. So now first we'll be doing some local testing. Okay, so you should have Node.js 20 plus install, and you should have a Requestly desktop app. What is Requestly? Requestly have few features. One is it can intercept your API calls and act as a reverse proxy. It can change your request based on some testing that you are performing locally, and you can also call the APIs locally using this app, and I will show you how you can do that. Okay, I already have it installed, but I will share the link in the description how to install it. But you can, if you can just Google Requestly download. It has a Chrome extension as well, right? So just go to this. Okay, it has a desktop app. You can download it for all the platforms, or you can use the Chrome extension. Same thing. Okay, now I have it installed and running, and this is how it will look like. And I'm not sure if I can, yeah, I can increase the font size as well. Okay, so what you need to do is I'll walk you through what it will do, but before that you need to create a workspace. Okay, so there is a private workspace, there is a default or local workspace, and there is this team workspace. So you need to create a team workspace. Only then you will be able to create the rules. Okay, it's free to use. I think it has a 30-day trial period or something. Yeah, so you can test it out. So use team workspace, click on add, and just give it name and then create. Okay, straightforward. Now I've created the workspace. Nothing done yet. Okay, let's go ahead. And now I just go inside this and do npm install. Okay, let's use sudo, otherwise I will get the permission error. Okay, and it says blah, and let's just run npm fund as well. Okay, and make sure you have this package installed, because earlier I was getting some error due to this. Okay, it's installed. Let's run npm fund again. Okay, all right. Okay, so dependencies are now installed. Now how Requestly will work. Okay, so let me in fact show you that instead of just talking about it. So first we need to create a rule. Okay, just copy this XML. Okay, and let's go back and I will show you what does it have. Click on new rule. Use the rule type as modify response. Okay, and give it something called, let's say, YouTube bot and REST API. Now URL contains, I think it was, I'll add it right now, but before that let's add the response body, which is this. Now what exactly it has? So it is basically an XML for capturing the feed. Okay, and this is how a YouTube feed, like this is the standard format of a YouTube feed. You can Google it, you will find it out. Okay, now over here you need to provide your channel ID. Okay, and over here you need to provide your video ID. This is just a sample. That's why we are providing everything. You don't have to provide this once we implement this in AWS, because we are doing the local testing. Okay, let's just keep this video over here, video ID. Let me add my channel ID from where it is. All right, from here. Okay, I think it's at 3 places, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I've added the channel ID. Now it has the video details, and there is this video URL, this video title, description, thumbnail, everything is there. Why we are doing this? Because we are saying, like, whenever you send a curl request to the YouTube, okay, the request directly don't go to YouTube. It will go to Requestly, because it is a proxy in between. Okay, the request will be captured by requestly and it will modify the response because of the rule that we have created. Okay, the rule is modify response rule. So it will modify the response and it will send you the response based on this. Okay, so whatever, because I'm not uploading any new video for this demo, right? So it will receive the request, which is basically what? Based on a new video upload. Okay, as soon as it receive it, it will instruct the response that yes, this is the new video that's been uploaded, so use this for the response. Okay, it's actually modifying the response. Okay, so let's go back over here, and what I need is okay, let's go to VS Code, and I need this URL. This is where the YouTube will search for the feed. Okay, and I'll add it over here. So it will intercept all the requests, right? But this rule will be only applicable when the URL is this. Okay, now let's go ahead and save the rule. And now we need to connect or enable requestly. So hit over here. If you see on the top, if you see connect, click over there and then enable requestly system wide. Okay, if you can click over here, all your traffic will be intercept. Okay, it's enabled for all traffic from this device. Okay, so let's just do anything. Let's put google.com or anything, right? Google.com. Okay, let's go back over here. Okay, you see over here, it's intercepting all the API calls. Okay, all the domains and everything. There are 92 requests. And okay, if I click on the apps, so you see there was a get request on googleaccounts.com and so on. There is over here as well, and there are some other things that's been going on in the background. Okay, so that's how it will intercept the request. Now let's go ahead and let's go to the next step, which is start the local server. Okay, so I'm just gonna start the local Node.js server, and make sure at this step you have already updated your env file. Okay, so I have updated it. So it says this is the environment, this is the channel ID, approval based URL is on localhost 3001, and here are all the routes: post, get, check, approve, reject, and so on, right? This is the base URL. Now let me open a new terminal window. Okay, and over here, what I need to do, I need to run the curl. I can run it over here, or I can run it directly from requestly so that I can see the response on the GUI. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's just copy this URL, and I'm gonna go to APIs and hit on create a new request. Says no such file or directory, and hit HTTP request. Why it's saying this? Okay, which workspace is selected? This one. Okay, maybe I was on the wrong workspace. Okay, let's hit on create HTTP request. Okay, so this is the UI to send the request. I'm just gonna paste the URL over here, which is on localhost 3001 on the check route. It will check, it will send a post request. So it should be, or it's a get. I think it's a get. It's post. So it will check if there is a new video uploaded, but the request will be intercepted by requestly because of the rule, and it will modify the response and it will simulate, yes, a new video has been uploaded and this is the video and this is the tweet. Okay, let's hit send. And over here, you will see if there is any error or if there is anything. It says HTTP 404, which is basically it did not find the requested URL. Something is wrong. We'll figure it out. But let's go to over here, raw. And yeah, it's getting the internal server error. I think this is because the rule that I have created, let's go back to rules. The rule that I've created in a different workspace. Okay, and that workspace, maybe that's the reason, but let's just check. Okay, I think I found the issue. So this response status code, it was blank. So let's try it out. Success. So it should be 200. Okay, so basically we are instructing it to intercept the request when the response status code is 200, and hit save rule. Now let's test this again. Go to API and let's add the URL over here, post, and hit send. Okay, see, it worked now. Now it says approval email sent, check your inbox to approve or reject the tweet draft. Okay, so now let me just open my inbox and show you the email that it triggered. Okay, so you will basically receive an email something like this. Says new video, tweet approval, approve and post or reject. And this is the tweet content, which has a summary of the video. Like the tweet needs some more work. The prompt, the master prompt that we have used, it can be further modified, it can be further optimized to provide a valid tweet. This doesn't look really good, but still it worked. Okay, so it says tired of sifting through countless Linux command, watch this. And it did not took into account the instructions that we gave it, right? So that's okay. We can further modify the prompt and we can test it out locally before we actually add it into the code, and it should work. Okay, basically this is the email that I'll get with the tweet. So this is the tweet which says struggling with Linux commands, and here's the link, because I asked in the prompt to add the link as well of the video. I asked a few more things which it did not consider well, so that prompt need a little modification, or maybe I should have used the latest version of Gemini. It's either of those, but yeah, we can try it out locally before we adding the prompt to the code. Okay, and you can just modify it further, but it worked, right? It sent the email with the approve tweet request with an approve and reject button. So if I click on approve, let's see if it's posted or not. Okay, it says tweet posted. Let's go to our account and let me go to profile. And here it is, 7 seconds ago, struggling with Linux command. Here is the link. Click on that and it will. In this video, we'll be looking into, right? So this is what I wanted to test and this is what I wanted to show. Now, this is just one part of it, right? I mean, it's just the local deployment that we did. And here are some metadata, right? It says routing to approve, request token received, tweet posted, like all the metadata that is coming from the backend, right? It says Lambda invoked. Okay, it's just the message Lambda invoked. There is no actual Lambda that is running at this moment. Okay, let me just close the server, the local server, and let's just try to implement it on AWS. So I'm just gonna go over here and disconnect Requestly now. Okay, let's go back again and let's check the next step. Okay, you can test out these scenarios as well. For now, I'm just gonna move ahead. The first step is to create the API gateway, okay, and name it this, because this is what I've added at multiple places. Let's close this one as well. And over here, okay, let's go to API gateway. Okay, create an API. This is what we need to do. And HTTP API, hit on build. Now give this a name. I'm gonna give this YouTube X bot. Hit next. Leave the configure root as blank. We'll configure it later on. For now, just keep everything as default and hit create. The API gateway will be created. Over here, what I need is click over here, API, and I need this particular endpoint. Okay. Now, paste this endpoint in your env file. If you see the env file, I'm not going to show you env file because it has some tokens as well. So in env example, you see there is approval based URL over here, right? Earlier it was localhost. Now we need to replace it with this. Okay, the one that we have just copied from the API gateway. So let me replace it in my env file as well. Okay, it's done. Now the next step is, this is done. Next step is verify email. This is also done. I have shown you how do you create the identity and then you can verify it. Now next step is to create the IAM role with these two permissions. Okay, so let me just copy this and let's go to IAM over here and let's search for IAM. Okay, go to roles, create role. The use case is Lambda, search for Lambda. Okay, hit next. Now search the permission over here. So we need AWS Lambda basic execution role. That's one. The other role is SSM full access role, which is over here. So select these two permissions, hit next and give this role a name. I'm gonna copy the role name as well from here. Okay, and paste it over here. Keep everything as same and hit create role. Now we need to add one more permission to this role. So open this again, click on edit. Oh, sorry, not this one. Actually we need to add permissions. So click on add permission and create inline policy. Okay, now select JSON and I'm gonna copy it from here. This is the inline policy. Now this particular ID is the account ID, so you can replace it with your account ID and hit next. Give this policy a name. I'm gonna name this as this and hit create policy. Okay, now this particular role has these two managed policies and one inline policy that I have created for SSM. No, this one I've created for, to send the email actually for SES. Okay, now the next step is to deploy the rest of the services because we are yet to create a Lambda function and so on, right? So click over here. Like I just need to provide the permissions to the deployment script. And then you can basically source.env and sudo deploy.sh. Okay. And the deploy.sh has some logic. First, it will install the dependencies. Then it will build the package. It will create a zip folder over here. And this zip folder will be uploaded to the Lambda function. Okay, it says function not found. It is creating and waiting it to be active. Okay. And then it says deployment complete. There is a function. This is the runtime that it used. This is the handler. So the Lambda function is created. Now we need to perform some other steps. So if you go to Lambda now, okay, you will see the Lambda function has been created over here, which is 𝗵𝗵𝗃 and we need to just do the integration by following the rest of the steps. So if I go over here, now I will be adding the API gateway routes. Okay, so let's go to API gateway. Okay, select the API and go to routes, hit on create route. We need to create two routes, I believe, one for approve, get approve and get reject. Okay, so let's go back, get approve, hit create and select this. You need to add these two things as well, authorization and integration. Okay, attach authorization and I'm gonna use the IAM inbuilt authorization, hit deploy. It is auto deployed, so you don't have to do it. That's fine. Just click on attach authorizer over here. Okay, then go to integration and create an attach and integration over here. Now we need to choose Lambda function over here and then select the region, then select the Lambda function. This is our Lambda function 𝗵𝗵𝗃. Okay, and hit create. Now we did get approve. The same way we need to create another route for get reject. So hit create and get reject. Create. Click over here, add authorizer. Again, IAM inbuilt, attach authorizer. Then you go to integration and select integration. Okay, it is showing the lambda function itself over here. So click on attach and it's attached. Let me check if both of them are showing the same thing. Yeah. Okay, and it will be auto deployed because auto deployment is enabled for the default stages, right? So if there is no error, that means it's auto deployed. You don't have to worry about it. Now this is done. This is done. And then now we'll be creating the event bridge schedule with this JSON. So I'm just gonna click over here. Let's go to event bridge. Amazon event bridge. This is also a serverless service. And now there are different patterns. So there is event bridge rule with event patterns, which will match the incoming event and send them to target. Target is lambda. Or you can use the scheduled rule. So let's go ahead with this and give this a name. Let's call it 𝗷𝗲𝗏 schedule and hit next. Select the schedule rule. Let's say execute after every 10 minutes. Hit next. Now the target is AWS service, which is lambda in our case. So I'm gonna search lambda over here, lambda function, and select the function, which is 𝗷𝗲𝗏. Okay, create a new role, that's fine. Hit on additional settings and over here, target input, select the JSON text. Okay, over here, we'll paste this because we are checking on /check route, right? If a new video has been uploaded or not. So it has to look for this particular JSON. Okay. Keep everything as default and hit next, next, and I'm just gonna create the rule. Okay, this is done. Now you can execute the smoke test over here. What we are doing, instead of waiting for 10 more minutes, we can just execute this AWS CLI command, which will execute lambda, invoke the lambda, this function, this region with this payload. Payload we have already added in the schedule, right? And we'll check the binary format and base 64, it will do the decoding and it will print the error and a message as well over here. So make sure your requestly is closed now, otherwise it will try to intercept it. It won't work, but it will give you some unrealistic results now because we are not using it anymore. It's just for the local testing and local interception of request. Now let me just execute this command and let's see what it does. Okay, now it says okay, its status code is 200. It says no new video because there is already an entry in SSM for the last video ID, right? If you go over here, SSM, system manager, and let's check if it is visible or not. Okay, app config or parameter store, I need to check. Let's go to parameter store. Okay. So you see, I think it's last video ID. So if you click on that, your last video ID, let's see the value. Okay. And my last video ID that I published, let me check the last video ID. Let me just pause the recording. So you see my last video ID is this one, which is Z9 and end with Z0. And if I go to system manager, this is the same Z9 and Z0. Because I already have this last video ID, it went ahead and it checked. Yes, so there is this video that we have already in last video ID. That means it's been published already. There is no new video. But if I upload a new video, it will trigger it and it will send the email for post and reject request, right? So over here, this is giving us the correct response. There is no issues with it. Okay, so now this is how you will deploy it end to end. And if there is any issues, you can check the 𝗏𝗏watch log. Everything will be there in the 𝗏𝗏watch log, right? So this is how we have implemented. Let me show you where it was. Okay, so this is what we have implemented end to end Now you would have understood what event bridge did, what API gateway did. Actually, it accept the routes and it routed to Lambda. Event bridge sends the event to Lambda, and then SSM will store the last video ID, token approval, etc. SES is used to send the email, which will then user approve or reject. RSS feed is being fetched by Lambda. Gemini AI was called by Lambda to draft the schedule. And then finally, Lambda will post the tweet on approval to Twitter or X. That's the end-to-end flow of this project. It's, as I've told you before, it's a real-time project. And now you would have understood why I said that a real-time project. It's a real-time project with a feature that is yet to be implemented. I'm just giving you the first look of it. It will be hopefully be live by next week on our application, which is scannerai.com. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have learned something out of it, and I will share you the repo, all the links, all the detailed instructions and everything as soon as we reaches the 500 comments target. So make sure you do that, and happy learning. I'll see you soon. Thank you.